What's up? Shut up. You're all fucking stupid. The end. The end. All right, nah, we can keep going. We can keep going. We can keep going a minute. Da da da. Da 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 da. More human than human. That is true. I know that more of as a Rob Zombie song, but yeah. Yeah, how it goes. Early. Oh, I'm sorry. We can go back to the intro. I don't know. I don't know what you want. Yeah. Intro time. Pizza time. 99 cents. Thank you. Appreciate it. Very nice of you. How's everybody doing? I'm just killing a little time because I'm going to be streaming with Scotty later on Fighting Boys for the patrons. But I figured I'd hop on here and, you know, get my my stream energy boosted or whatever. Toxic butts, more like venom ass. Ah, okay. I get it. I get it. You never eat on camera? That's not true. I've definitely eaten on camera before. I most certainly have. Set an alarm in case I lose track of time. Set alarm for 10:15. Is there a butt that's too big for you, TJ? Nope. Mustache starting to get snidely whiplash levels. Yeah. It's longer than you might think. It's kind of obstructed by the beard a little. You can see it there, you know. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Ba-da-da-da-ba-da-bum-bum, ba-da-dum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum. Oh my goodness gracious. I need to wake up. Grab a brush, put a little makeup. Yeah. 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 Here's money. Now giveth ass. I mean, you see there is an ass. And lo, there was an ass behind him, as he said the thing that he done said. Oh my God, I cannot. I can't wait for that Lido, whatever, fucking Morbius shit to just, you know, come and go and never be remarked upon again. That'd be great. I'm ready. I'm already ready for that to not be a thing anymore. Fucking Jared Leto, bro. Can't take it. I can't take it. Keep singing, bitch. Just to keep on singing, bitch. You sent a money emoji and you got scammed? What the fuck? What the hell? Q-all, pew-all. I'll wake you up. All right. Paul's taking over. Can't even fucking stream no more without Paul butting in, huh? Please, no, Paul, please. Fuck you, I like Paul. Bring on Paul. Let's hear what Paul got to say. No, fuck that. Fuck Paul. He's trash. Let's see. you all. Let's see, where is he? That's gonna call Scotty too if I do that. I suck at fucking Discord so bad. Pretty much only use it for work. How do I just call Paul? Multi. Fucking bullshit. Okay. Alright. This should do it. Maybe?
Wake up, Paul. Oh, T-Gay. Wake up, T-Gay.
You just call me Paul?
I almost did, yeah.
Wake up, Paul!
Right when you called, like your stream is a little behind, and you were just saying like fucking Paul this and Paul that, and then like I just had Paul on the brain. Sorry.
Just lilted in.
What's up, Paul? How's it doing, Paul?
What's up, Paul?
I should call everybody Paul.
Yeah, that's your latest eccentricity. Just call everybody Paul.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, how you doing, Paul? What's up, Paul? Paul.
I love that. My latest eccentricity, dude.
Yeah, you roll out a new.
I always have to have a new one. Yeah.
Yeah, roll out the newest one. Check it out, guys. Here's my latest. Press the call button. Well, fuck you. Shut up. You don't. Ugh. Fucking chat people. Ugh.
They don't know. Don't listen to them. They don't know.
Oof, I say.
They don't know shit.
God damn them to hell. God damn them all to fucking hell. Pro Russia stream tonight, I guess. All right. What's happening?
Oh,
what are we doing?
Because I'm a Putin lover.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I was explaining to people today that I've actually collected quite like a collection of different titles over the years.
Different identities imposed upon you by others. Yeah.
Yeah. Like as an anti-war person, especially, I was going through all the things that I've been. You know what I mean? I've been an Osama apologist.
Yeah.
And
Saddam lover. Yeah.
A Taliban apologist, a Saddam Hussein lover, an Al-Qaeda lover. What else? Oh, let's see. What
I always did love
a Gaddafi lover.
I always did love
a Syrian
Osama.
agent.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just like, man, and now I'm a Putin lover. It's just like Jesus, man.
Yeah, I heard the latest thing they said the astronaut, the cosmonaut was like the first guy into space.
Yuri Gagarin or whatever. Yeah.
He's like they're like blurring his name out at the like space whatever the fuck. It's like what?
Huh?
Hold on, let me get the fucking details of this shit down so I'm not like a fucking.
They're gonna remove So wait a minute. He's no longer going to be the first man in space.
Yeah.
Because Russia.
Well, no, I mean like he's going to be in there, but like they're going to they're going to
downplay it.
They're going to blur his name out because he's Russian.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Hold on, let me find this shit. Yeah. Here we go. Yuri Gagarin, the first person in space, has his name removed from a Space Foundation fundraiser following Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
Dude, Russia, they deserve this.
Take that, motherfuckers. What?
The first man in space was Blur.
Who could forget that great moment in history when Bleep went into space?
I love it, bro.
Yeah, like they the fucking some fucking orchestra. I think it was a I suck at fucking proper nouns.
Philharmonic.
I think it was the Philharmonic or some kind of.
I think there's a couple of different
London orchestra. I don't know. Some giant orchestra fucking said they weren't going to play Tchaikovsky because he's Russian, and then Netflix canceled a movie about Tolstoy because he's Russian, even though he's a fucking pacifist and shit.
Right. Yeah, this
so
definitely
like,
isn't
like what is this shit? This doesn't even.
It's definitely not. I was just gonna say it's definitely not hysteria.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is it? What? Tchaikovsky?
Whatever it is, it's
Tolstoy?
It's not.
What are we on?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Bad Russians, bro.
Yeah, they're bad. They're naughty. It's naughty. It's like, what the fuck? Even if you, I don't get it. Even if you're gonna fucking support, like, just like, I am fucking 100% Ukraine flag, whatever. Like, it still doesn't make sense for this. Like,
No, it doesn't.
Tolstoy, fuck, boo, boo. What?
Oh man, yeah,
We are stopping the sale of all Russian nested dolls until further notice. No more Russian vodka. Yeah.
No.
From now on, we only sell Ukrainian vodka. I saw a fucking daiquiri place that was like, you know, you want a white Ukrainian? It's like, fuck. What are we?
White Ukrainian.
Yeah, they like just like took like a piece of loose leaf paper and like taped it over where it used to say Russian. Like, Ukrainian. It's like, all right. Gonna go back and redub fucking the Big Lebowski probably. Take a white Ukrainian, man. Oh yeah.
I fucking love it.
Red
I'm here
Scare
for it.
3. Yeah.
Yep.
It's time for Russian internment camps, bro. It really feels like, you know, it could go in that direction at some point. Like when it's already to the point of like Tchaikovsky and Tolstoy and I guess what's his name? Gagarin? They're all canceled. Or is it Gagarin? I don't know. I can't pronounce fucking Russian names. But yeah, they're all canceled because they were Russian. Take that, fucking dead for fucking decades and centuries, motherfuckers.
History is canceled because Russia. We got to rewrite history without Russia in it now because
No, Russia.
they done did a Ukraine.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking be the first one to put out a fucking new version of the Big Lebowski that so people can still enjoy it. Yeah,
Dude, you put out a new map.
oh,
Like, put out a new
just like a
new
race
map.
Russia, like,
Yeah.
and here there's a big fucking empty chasm, nothing there.
Just a big ocean.
We call this the Sea of Ukraine. Why do I always get the urge to tap myself when TJ streams? I don't know.
Dude, Cynic is always doing that shit. He was tatting himself during one of my streams too.
Pretty soon he's gonna run out of fucking space for new tats, so
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, I'm gonna tat other people.
I was having a whole ass thing with Cynic the other day because he was going into his whole like fucking spiritual religious shit. And I just can't, man. I can't hang with that stuff. I can't remember exactly what he was saying. He was talking about like how he was giving me that whole like I'm wise because I know what comes after death and you'll find out, you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I called him on it. I was like, dude, why do you do that? I was like, that's like the lamest religious person thing where you're like, oh yeah, well I know, but other people are gonna you're in for a big belly laugh when you die. And I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, he
Get
loves
outta here
that.
with this shit.
You know that? Like, I don't know. Yeah, he does that shit. Not with a death thing so much, but he's been, he's just like, well, when you finally wake up, you'll see.
Yeah.
You'll see.
It's that.
Any minute now. I can't wait. It's like, what? You're going to be waiting a long time. I don't think I'm going to see. Unless I fucking, I don't know, snort some paint fumes or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
he was
then I'll
giving me
see.
that.
Well, yeah, the universe is a crazy kaleidoscope. I get it. It's like, all right.
Yeehaw.
This was in Australia, man. Little black mustache. Didn't like Russia either. Just saying. Wow. Yeah, Paul's Hitler. That's true.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Hitler, dude.
That's the other thing that gets brought up too, is like, because I'm against, American escalation in the Ukraine and dumping billions of dollars of untracked weapons onto a destabilized country, I would have been a guy that argued for Hitler back in World War II.
Absolutely.
World War II is I wish for multiple reasons that World War II hadn't happened. And today I wish it hadn't happened so that people had to actually talk about war. You know what I mean? Without constantly going like, oh, I guess you just would have been like, people even ignore, like they bring it up and they ignore the context that war involved Russians, us like team helping the Russians, you know what I mean? Or at least facilitating the Russians to make inroads into Eastern Europe. And
direct historical parallels are so fucking hard to make because like the amount of variables involved is like a crazy thing. And I'll tell you like one variable that's like involved in this that's not involved in that is that, you know, when World War II broke out, there wasn't the capability of like thermonuclear annihilation of mankind. So that alone changes the context like pretty massively. So yeah. Paul is Hitler or Paul's own Hitler? Just depends on your perspective, I guess. You know, Paul can be Hitler. Paul can be anti-Hitler. You never know.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Whatever you think is best.
I mean, I would try and argue for one side or the other, but I know you're just going to make your mind up anyway. So go ahead.
There you go.
I am whatever you say I am.
If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? Wasn't Yuri Gagarin Soviet just as much a Ukrainian? Yeah, I mean, like he's actually like really like super admired in the Ukraine, as a lot of these guys are, because like Russians and Ukrainians share a lot of fucking ancestry. Now, some of that is by like the design of like Russia, because they actually kind of like made sure to seed the Ukraine, or I'm sorry, you don't say the Ukraine anymore for some reason. They made sure to seed Ukraine with lots of like Russian, like the same, you know, thing that like the Spaniards did with like Mexico, right? You know, it's just like, hey, you know, if there's like a bunch of us here, it's kind of ours. You know, so it's like a long-term sort of like, you know, seeding plan. Paul literally Hitler though? Yeah, I mean literally. Like Hitler died, right? Died. You know, he escaped, quote, unquote. And since then he's been jumping from body to body. And Paul is like the latest.
Yeah, he's in mine now.
Yeah. If one nation is undeniably defending itself and they ask for weapons, intel, medical aid, what exactly is the issue morally giving the aid? Well, I mean, like for one thing, I mean, by the way, I'm not taking a strong position on this one or the other, but for one thing, like if Russia fucking wins, all that shit's theirs, you know? So there's that. You know, the more shit we give them, like here's a bunch of fucking shit, then Russia wins the war. Who has that stuff now? Oops. We just gave Putin a bunch of fucking weapons and support, right?
And even if it doesn't turn out like that, look at our decades-long armament of the quote-unquote freedom fighters in Afghanistan and how that turned out for us.
Right.
When you dump billions of dollars of untracked, unsanctioned weapons on a destabilized populace, it tends to be bad for that populace for years and years and years and years and years. Nobody wants to talk about that, though. None of that has anything to do with any of this.
I mean, like, you know, when it comes to America intervening militarily elsewhere in the world, like, there's like a long track record of things not really like having very these unintended consequences for like, oh shit, you know. Now, I'm not saying that means we should just be like totally like hands off in every fucking situation around the globe, but we should definitely like at least like very seriously is this a wise decision? Short term, long term, what are the possible negatives here? What could happen? There's lots of stuff. So,
but when one of the possible positives is corporations are going to make a bunch of fucking money, then the negatives tend to be ignored.
Well, but you know, my uncle gave me a copy of the Ferengi Rules of Acquisition when I was a kid. He's like, you know, TJ, I'm not even bullshitting you. Follow these rules, you'll be successful in business. And I never forget, two of the rules, I don't remember the exact numbers, but one is war is good for business, and one is peace is good for business. So, whether you got war or you got peace, there's always some way to profit. But yeah, there's plenty of war profiteers out there. Oh, but look, peace and stability, that means we can open trade and all this other stuff. War, okay, now we can sell weapons. Probably to both sides if we really play our cards right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Russia isn't winning, though. They've stalled, blah, blah, blah. I mean, okay, well, here's the thing. Like, how long did it take us to fucking conquer Iraq? You know what I mean?
People think that this is just going to be over in a week. Like
Russia's, it's not like, I mean, you act like Russia's going to go in like, oh, shit, it wasn't as easy as we thought. Let's get out of here, guys. Let's go. Russia is, like going to be a relentless fucking beast that grinds this motherfucker down, okay?
It took us like the balance of 2 years to quote unquote pacify and occupy all of Iraq. So
And
How long do
Russia
you
is
think
not
it's
even
gonna
Russia's
take?
yet to even bring down the full brunt of its military force on Ukraine.
No,
So
no. I mean, it's using a small like amount of its fucking material in Ukraine, and it's doing it on the cheap. They don't like Russia's got money problems.
yeah.
So they're, you know what I mean? That's a huge factor in this. And they're just kind of dribbling troops into Ukraine. And everybody keeps saying that Russia's stopped. And then the next day I'll wake up and look at the fucking news. Oh, Russia pushed into this city. Oh, Russia's doing this. You know what I mean? So it's like they're not stopped. They're just slowly but surely doing a pincer attack on Ukraine and carving out basically those areas in which it believes there are Russian separatists. You know what I mean?
Like, I think people
happening.
just, I don't know. People are under this weird, I mean, like, even though even recent history should teach you that, like, war, like, taking over a fucking territory, which is, like, obviously what's going on, is not, like, some easy thing where you just, like, saunter in and be like, drop a few bombs, go like, ah, ha, ha, we win. And then you just, like, oh, we got it. You know, like, how long was it between George W. Bush invading Iraq and us actually getting the motherfucker like somewhat under control? And even then, not really. You know?
I mean, that's what I mean. Like it never happened. Like when we got Iraq, quote unquote, pacified, meaning that we held all the major cities.
Yes.
Then the war against insurgency started.
And that was long and brutal.
It was another fucking years and years and years, thousands of American dead,
And then we had to do the
hundreds of
surge
thousands of Iraqi
to stabilize
dead.
shit because like we couldn't hold it with the troops we had. We had to send in more troops, you know.
Yep.
And like
People just don't
it's
remember this shit.
it's a long, brutal fucking process. It's taking over a fucking country. It doesn't happen in a week. It's not like Putin's like, oh, I didn't get it in a couple weeks, so I give up. That's not how it works.
Oh well. That's how everybody thinks it's going to work, though, because we're so used to everything being over in a week. Nobody cares about it. I mean, I really honestly see it happening already with Ukraine. Like last week and a half ago, dude, the whole internet couldn't talk about anything else. Now people are already bored.
Ukraine.
What? Who? Ukraine.
Oh, yeah. That's over, right? We stopped that.
I remember Ukraine. Yeah. Fucking.
Just wake up one day like Russia finally secures all of Ukraine. It's like, what? I thought that stopped like a while ago. Last I heard, you was fine. Like, nope.
What about? I thought the Snake Island men came back from the dead and killed all the baddie Russians.
It's not easy.
The ghosts of Snake Island, dude. You know, I was talking about this. Do you think I'm right about this? So we were just talking about like how Russia's being like eliminated from all the entertainment and history and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it's going to be before one of these streaming services, HBO or Stars or Cinemax or whatever the fuck, puts out a fucking Zelensky doc or Zelensky biopic?
It's probably already in the fucking works, dude.
That's what I was saying that. I was saying that a couple of days ago. I was like, dude, I guarantee you that shit is already like probably past the script stage.
Yeah, and you know what the fucked up thing is? They're probably crossing their fingers for him to die in some sort of fucking hail of fucking gunfire or something so they can be like, yeah, there's our fucking ending right there. Mm-hmm. So they don't even care. They're just like, oh, yeah, please.
And then like if you bring up that Zelensky is one of the most corrupt pieces of shit on the planet, according to the Panama Papers. I mean, I guess everybody, I know that happened a couple years ago, so everybody's forgotten about it, but remember when the Panama Papers revealed that Zelensky's got like billions of dollars stashed in offshore banks and fucking money laundering and all this shit? It's just like, and now bringing that up is a bad thing because him lesser of two evil.
Because he's a hero.
Because he's a hero, yeah.
He's a hero.
And then, oh, dude, one of the other things that fucking bugs me too.
Okay.
Is did you see how many people were like, no-fly zone over Russia now. Biden must declare no-fly zone. It's like, those people are literally.
I think they're just like. People. I think they just think that a no-fly zone is like, okay, we're going to set up like this line, and if a plane crosses it, it just So then it's going to be like
it just explodes.
A no-fly zone is like, in order for you to do that, you actually have to like fire weapons into Russia, like to take out their anti-aircraft fucking stuff on their side. So that's basically like, let's attack Russia. So not a good idea. Probably not something you want to do.
How's the Snake Island story fake though? I looked into it and couldn't find
Okay,
anything. So the
here's how it's
propaganda,
fake.
if you remember 2 weeks ago, the propaganda said that these men had sat on this little kind of like Russian outpost, and a big detachment of Russian warships had come and demanded that they surrender. They told the Russian warships to go fuck themselves, and the whole island was shelled into oblivion, killing all of the brave Ukrainian men.
Yes.
And they died heroes and are a symbol of the deep nationalistic pride of the Ukrainian people and the deep desire for the Ukrainian people have to survive and repel Russia at all costs. And then when it was looked into, it was just like the Russians pulled up on the place, asked the guys to surrender. They said no. They shelled it, and then the guys were like, "Okay, we surrender."
Yeah, and then they were taken prisoner.
And they were taken prisoner.
Yeah, I mean they were not all, but the story was like, oh, they were all killed, and blah 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 blah. They weren't killed. Maybe I don't know.
There were tons of people worshiping. There were tons of people jerking the jingoism dick, worshiping their fucking heroic sacrifice in the face of totalitarian dictatorship. Oh God! And then fucking, it turns out that none of them were killed, and they were all taken fucking.
How about neither side is evil? You're saying because neither of us has used the word evil here.
I said lesser of two evils.
Yeah, I guess you did, but I don't think Paul. I mean, okay? Let me just clarify then. Would you describe Russia or the Ukraine as evil?
No,
they're just nation states.
I was using the term evil colloquially
because that's a fucking common phrase. Right. Is lesser of two evils.
But I don't actually believe in the concept of evil.
Right, and even if you did, they're nations, so nations have a particular set of behaviors. And Russia and the Ukraine are not, I always say the Ukraine because that's how we used to do it. I guess they don't do that anymore, though.
Well, that's because it has a really checkered geopolitical history, and it used to be a nation state within the USSR, and it was known as the Ukraine.
Yeah. And
so every time it was referred to in the news when you and I were growing up as kids, it was called the Ukraine. That's why we have a hard time with it.
And just like America has different there's different geographic regions in America that have different sort of ideologies. There was a lot of parts of Ukraine in the eastern part of Ukraine that were more identified with Russia, just like there's a lot of parts in Western Ukraine that more identified with Europe. So I mean, just like America is kind of split between different factions, Ukraine was split between different factions of people. This is not one monolithic group with one monolithic identity. I think a lot of people get in very cartoonish sort of understanding of what's going on in other countries.
And then there's this very worrying inability for a lot of people that are being blindly supportive of Ukraine and American interventionism in Ukraine via dropping weapons on it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to talk about the long, checkered, and fraught history that area of the world has with Nazis. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that there are no Nazis in Russia. In fact, given the size of Russia, there are probably way more fucking Nazis in Russia than there are in Ukraine.
We got plenty here, I tell you that too.
But I'm just saying, dude, go look into it, and you will find mainstream news organizations like ABC.
Here's the thing: is
Fox
the other day, I wasn't even looking for it, dude. I was just browsing through. YouTube channels. And I saw this thing, and maybe it's been pushed up the algorithm because of all this stuff and all these discussions. But I was scrolling through, and I see largest white power music festival. What? Holy shit! I click on it, and it's in Ukraine. There's a gigantic crowd of people, and it was covered by Vice News, I think, or someone like that. And it was 7 months ago, and there's this gigantic festival, tons and tons of fucking skinheads. Covered in white power symbols, Highland Hitler and shit, and it's in Ukraine. So yeah, there's definitely a Nazi problem in that fucking country.
Right. I mean, they've got a statue of a Nazi collaborator, Stefan Banderas, in the fucking middle of the capital in Ukraine.
Almost every country has a checkered collaborator. Well, they got a checkered president with Nazis too. But we're in America, so it's we can't really say anything either because there's tons of Nazis here as well. The Nazi problem is not localized to one nation. But yeah,
right. But that's something that becomes a moral consideration when you're arming people against another people. It's how However this works out, whether Ukraine remains sovereign or whether it just gets absorbed slowly into Russia, a bunch of those guns ends up in the hands of radical Nazi.
No, because luckily what happens, Paul, is afterwards, when the conflict is over, our weapons,
all those guns disappear and appear back on our shelves.
They dissolve.
Like, oh, damn it.
All the weapons and all the tanks.
We were planning on using those guns and artillery to oppress some brown people, but they disappear after war over. What happened?
Gone. Magically gone.
I mean, there was that fucking, you remember like early on, there was that official Ukrainian
Cynic is always
military.
so skeptical of the existence of any racism anywhere. He's just
Who
like,
is?
White Power Music
Cynic.
Festival, LMAO. Sounds like bullshit. It's literally just go watch a video of it. It happened. It's not.
Go search for Vice. I just looked it up because I wanted to see what TJ was talking about, and I found the video.
Here,
Go look for Vice.
Put it on the damn screen
White
right now.
Power Music Festival.
I mean, I guess it was probably just a Hollywood work. You know, they want to convince us racism exists so they can control us and stuff. You know how it is.
That's on a soundstage, bro. That's not Ukraine.
Oh my God, what the fuck? You're so stupid. Look at that. Yeah, it's fucking real. White Power Music Festival. I'm sorry, I'm trying to type with one hand here because I like to hold my mic. Festival.
White Power Music Festival.
Here it is. So this is from 6 months ago. I mean, it's not gigantically huge, but it's definitely pretty fucking big. And I will go ahead. And,
I mean, given how most of the world reacts when Nazis,
yeah, I mean, like it looks a lot larger than you would expect an openly Nazi event to be. You know, because like when a bunch of neo-Nazi, like you can get a bunch of Nazis together in America, but you got to kind of like have a different word or name. Like this shit's just like, welcome to fucking hate fest or whatever the fuck it is. Here you go. I'm gonna put it on the screen. So here it is. This is Asgardin whatever festival, right? So they got all their fucking bullshit here. I'll show you the fucking try to show you the fucking crowd here. I mean, there's a fucking huge outdoor crowd. But that's let me see.
Every year in December, hundreds
doing their shit there.
Doing a little Segan and a little Highland.
Little Segan, little Highland. Little dancing.
Well, one of the things I was saying is like on these major news networks.
It's kind of hard to tell, but I would say there's at least like 2,000, 3,000 people there, if that like the bare minimum.
It's hard to
They don't show you like a real crowd shot here.
And they obviously aren't giving out numbers either. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
around this stage, I mean, like it looks like there's probably at least a fucking 1,000 people at this fucking thing. So I mean, like that's pretty crazy.
Dude, there have been like I saw a Twitter thread the other day of all of these major news stories that have run, like front page news type of stuff where they've used pictures of Ukrainian soldiers helping people out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, there's a bunch of them that are wearing like the Nazi black sun.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally like on their uniforms, they have a piece of Nazi symbolism. You know what I mean? It's just like, what? Like, is this not a problem to anybody else?
Yeah, I don't know.
I just don't understand. Like how much harder can I underline that we really shouldn't have dumped a bunch of fucking weapons on a place like this?
TJ,
like how does that make Eastern Europe more stable? To have a bunch, because like they're literally handing out fucking machine guns.
Haven't seen racism yet. Still waiting, dude. They were literally Sig Highland in the fucking audience. You fucking stupid shit. What the fuck do you want,
what
dude?
A fucking idiot.
Come on, give me a break. Like, is this not clear enough for you? When they're doing like this,
he's an idiot.
They're just playing around, man. They're just having a little fun.
He doesn't know how to take an L. Like he has no fucking clue how to take an L. And he's just going to double and triple down. And then he has time to sit and tattoo himself, but he doesn't have time to reach over and fucking watch a video real quick. What an idiot. Dude, fucking quit being an idiot.
No, it's not. Okay, cool. Well, good for you. I guess I'll just live in the world where Sig Heiling is like kind of universally recognized as you're racist, and you live in the world where it's just like harmless fun. Okay? I envy you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how fucking severe the Ukraine Nazi problem is. I mean, they obviously have a Jewish president there, you know, and I'm sure that there's, you know, way more people who are not Nazis than there are Nazis, but there's definitely like little pockets of fucking Nazis in there.
It's a little more like of a problem than most people think. I mean, they have a Nazi dude as a national hero. Stefan Banderas was a Nazi collaborator.
Yeah.
And he's famous for being a Nazi collaborator against Russia. And like, that's you have to take note of that. Like, you have to take note of that. That doesn't come without any kind of social consequence.
Yeah.
And it means that there's probably a lot of people there that have got some horrible, horrible fucking racial ideas. You remember that fucking press release that came out from a Ukrainian military Facebook account or some shit at the beginning of this, when they were bragging about the other things they did, and one of the things they said, they dipped their bullets in pig fat before they shot them at the Kadyrov orcs, talking about Muslim people in Afghanistan,
which Trump threatened to do that too at some point. I remember that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So this is like a weird thing that circulates in certain circles. You know, another thing,
because it's seen to be the ultimate disrespect, because they don't put pork in their body, and so if you
there's
force
like
it into their body.
There's like this thing where it's oh, sorry, fuck, what was I gonna say? I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. So what does Putin say? He's invading because they're Nazis. He's right, or I mean, no, it's obviously just a fucking pretense to invade the country. No one fucking no one buys that Putin gives a flying fuck about Nazis in the Ukraine.
I mean, I just said not 10 minutes ago that fucking Putin's got a bigger Nazi problem than Ukraine could ever hope to have.
Right,
just
and, you know,
in terms of his size. So if he really cared about his Nazi problem, he should clean up his own fucking backyard. So
not only that, but like, Putin doesn't give. I mean, like, if you look at like Putin's policies, he's not that far off himself from being like on that far right fucking landscape. So
one of the actual like bargaining chips, or one of the actual demands or whatever that Putin has made, I think that like if you try and think of yourself, like take yourself out of an American-centric worldview and make yourself a Russian citizen or a member of, you know, the Russian Federation or whatever the fuck. Try and think like a Russian. And one of the things he's saying, he doesn't want.
Sorry, Paul, I'm not able to put myself in the headspace of pure evil.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sorry.
No. I mean, it's just like, think like one of their contentions is that there's all this NATO and United States.
Well done, you are a useful idiot. We're all useful idiots for somebody, all right? So don't fucking think you're exempt from shit.
I mean, I guess that's true. No, I'm just saying, like, well, one of the problems he had was like NATO encroachment on Russian territory, right? We're setting up more and more anti-missile bases right on his border. And I brought this up to people, and it just seems to shut their brain down. Yeah. I'm like, okay, so you're an American. Yeah. Imagine that Russia was setting up a bunch of foreign military bases all along our border with Canada and Mexico.
Yeah.
They're just surrounding us with a bunch of fucking missiles and offensive, you know, and defensive capability and shit. Like, we would have a fucking major problem with that. That would be a huge international incident. There'd be war over it. Right. How is that not the same kind of shit when NATO and Europe and the United States all collude to continuously put fucking military bases right on the border with Russia, bristling with guns?
Well, and NATO exists for the specific purpose of like stopping Russian expansion, right?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, the reason they were it was created because Russia was like expanding militarily, and it's like, well, we got to contain them. So I mean, like, I don't really feel like, oh well, if NATO wasn't there, Russia would just be like, well, it's okay, guys. Like, you know, if there's no NATO, there's no one to stop them. If there is NATO, they use NATO as an excuse to do it. So, like, obviously, Russia just wants military expansionism, and, you know, NATO or no NATO, they're going to do it. So, I don't know. I mean, I
think
can
more
see
than
it,
that.
I can see it as an agitating factor and shit, but, like, I don't think it makes a fucking much of a difference. In fact, I think if NATO wasn't there, they'd probably have expanded more, and probably would have already taken over the Ukraine by now. Sorry, I keep saying Ukraine, not the Ukraine. Excise the from your fucking brain, TJ. There is no.
In fact, if you really want to be correct, you should say Ukraine.
Ukraine. Get out of Ukraine, Putin.
Did you hear? Did you hear fucking Nancy Pelosi saying "Slava Ukraini"?
God, I'm so sick of that bitch. Just go away, go away, go
she
away.
She gave a speech, and at the end of it, she says, Slava Ukraini.
Did you see her fucking reading some Bono poem or something the other day? I didn't actually watch her do it, but
she's reading a Bono poem?
Yeah, like Bono wrote a fucking poem, and Nancy Pelosi, I guess, read the fucking poem, you know?
Jesus Christ.
She's like, I'm going to read a poem by Bono. It's like, please, can you just... No?
Dude, is there a more insufferable duo?
Bono and Pelosi? I don't know.
Is there like a more insufferable team up that could be possible? Like, who would you smash their work together to make a worse team up than Bono and Pelosi?
Oh, God, I don't know.
The most pretentious fuckboy, like, shitbird pussy rock artist of our fucking generation, or one of the most disappointing, sold out, greedy corporate bitches that ever fucking served in the United States government. Man, what a mashup.
Someone showed me a fucking photo the other day, just drive home, how fucking old and how fucking long Nancy Pelosi's had power.
It's been an absurd amount of time. Like we were watching something, I can't remember what it was, some documentary or something the other day. And she popped up on the screen, but like 40 years younger, sitting behind the president, clapping. You know what I mean? We're just like, whoa, this bitch has been around forever.
Here, check it out. This is Nancy Pelosi at she's I don't know if this is at the inauguration or where this is, but this is her with John F. Kennedy, right there.
Oh shit!
There she is. She's just chilling with JFK, you know.
Here she is with Julius Caesar.
I mean, I almost wouldn't be surprised. Fuck. Yeah, she's literally like in a photo with like JFK, and this is what is this event? Hold on, I'm gonna try to figure out what the event is here.
Pelosi Hotep, dude. She's a fucking ancient pharaoh. She's a mummy.
Yeah, I don't know. She's I don't know what this event was that she's at, but she's 20 in this picture, and she's meeting with JFK. So she's just like already she's hanging out with the president at 20 years old, right? So, you know.
Yeah.
She's had a long I mean, it's no wonder the bitch won't give it up. It's like all she knows.
True.
You know. Good morning. Sunday morning.
Oh man, have you been following the kind of like speeches that I know the answer to this probably no, but the speeches that fucking Kamala Harris has been making?
No, I can't stand the.
Oh my God, man, dude, she is so embarrassingly horrible. They need to not let her speak anymore. They need to cancel her speaking engagements.
You know,
she's horrible.
I watched Arnold Schwarzenegger do his like little speech to the Russians and shit, and you know. I was watching it like, you know, I don't agree with every word he said and stuff, but I was just like, man, this guy is like, he was robbed because this guy could have been like a top tier fucking statesman because, you know, like he was just like really good at connecting with the audience, not seeming like, I don't know, he's like very disarming and shit.
Who are you talking about again?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, just like, I mean, like, so like when I think about that, it's just like he got robbed not being able to fucking ascend past governorship. Because he definitely could have fucking been like a national figure. Although probably not in the party that he chose. But yeah, Kamala Harris, I can't even watch her fucking talk. I hear her fucking speaking and I just instantly fucking tune out.
She's got this like, I feel like she feels like everything she says is laden and pregnant with like portent and wisdom.
She likes to put a lot of emotion in what she is saying. Because she thinks that if she gives an emotional delivery, that will somehow make her inane words that much more impactful. And it doesn't. It just really fucking comes across like, oh my God, super cringe. Please stop.
You can tell in her mind, though, she's basically the fusion of MLK and Malcolm X.
Oh, yeah. She's like, oh my God, yeah. She's every fucking speech for her is I have a dream, right?
Yeah.
Except for it's always awful.
So that we can see into the past unburdened by what has been and become what will be. Bitch.
What does that mean, bitch? Oh no.
Shut up.
Oh my
Get
God,
out of here.
No.
Dude, there's a development too that I want to kind of run by you because I'm starting to get a feeling. Do you think Pence is a likely viable possible candidate for president?
No, not really.
Dude, he's spending a lot of money right now.
I think he really wants it bad, but I don't know. He's going to have to figure something out. Like, if he
just recently raised $10 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think that, you know, a lot of like his rich friends and shit probably helping him out there. I doubt that's because like a lot of the Trump base thinks he's like a traitor and hates him. And
well, that's the thing, though. There's this now there's this divide that's growing in the Republican Party, and it's an almost like leftist kind of divide. It's something you definitely like more attribute to Democratic behavior, but there's a lot of infighting.
Yeah,
like,
well, it's because there's like they have their populist side and they have their like real people in power, and the real people in power are not like, they're probably not too keen on this whole like, we don't like how much power the populist side is getting because,
right,
you know, that's like, and it's too hard to control, and they do things that destabilize shit. We don't really like that. So
I feel like Pence is being like he's spending and raising a lot of money right now.
Is TJ on cocaine? What about my fucking current conduct makes me feel like I'm on cocaine? Wouldn't I be like way more like, yeah, bro, yeah, that's fucking crazy. I can't believe it. You know, like something like that. I don't know. I mean,
maybe not that hard, but yeah, you know, he'd be way more hyper if he was on cocaine.
The Pence thing, though, I don't know. God, he's just like,
it just seems like that wing of the Republican Party, the establishment wing of the Republican Party, is dumping a lot of money on Pence. Right, I
mean, they definitely would prefer him over Trump. But like, I just don't see how he gets over with enough of the fucking base of the party for him to fucking really. Because
if it's him or Joe Biden,
yeah, but he's got to get through the primary process. Is the problem? Like, there's like that, you know. And if Trump runs, Pence is not gonna beat Trump in the fucking primaries unless they totally rig it. Which, like, it'd be super obvious if they did. And these are already people who are primed to think that anything that Trump doesn't win is like a fraud. But so
think about this.
Yeah,
who's the most likely person to have a real devastating October surprise for Trump, dude?
Pence.
Yep.
But it would have to be something that somehow he's like totally innocent of, you know? Like,
yeah.
All right. I didn't want to tell this story, but Donald Trump, blah, blah, you know.
Yep.
And tell some really nasty shit.
Yeah. Just be like, something has come to my attention very recently that recontextualizes part of the vice presidency for me. And it's something that I'm very sad to tell the American people. But Donald Trump did, in fact, openly collude to take over the government. He committed treason, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you that right now on this stage. Oh, my God, that would be huge.
So here's what he should really... All right, so here's what Pence should really do if he actually wants to win, okay? First, he has to make up with Trump. Then he has to have Trump killed. Then he has to be like, the liberal left has assassinated Trump. And, you know, as I held him in my arms dying, he said to me, Pensy, carry on my good work. You know, some shit like that. And then he's got it. But that, you know, that'd be the best.
I just think, I think it's interesting right now because, like, it's ramping up again. We're starting to see, like, whatever this next electoral cycle takes shape. You know what I mean? Because, like, as everybody's kind of distracted by... you know, Ukraine or whatever the fuck else, like
whatever else is going on right now.
The midterms are, you know, fast approaching. And after that, we're really going to see what the political landscape is like. And I really believe, like, after the midterms, you're going to start to see that landscape of who's going to be running for president. Are they going to primary Biden? All those questions are going to be asked or answered in the next, you know, just few months.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty brutal to see. Like, Biden fucking... I don't know. I think he's.
You have any like predictions on like whether or not Biden plans to run again or what they're going to do there?
It seems so unlikely that he will that I feel like it's going to happen. Because I'm at the point now where like it's so ridiculous and it seems like so like it seems so strongly like it shouldn't happen that I feel like it will. Because I'm at that point, you know. So like, yeah, I think he's probably going to run again. I think he's going to be even like more. He might even just refuse to do debates and shit. Like he might be so far gone that it's just like we're not doing debates because, you know, they're gonna come up with some shit, but it'll really just be because he can't even fucking get through it anymore. But yeah, he's gonna run again. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they're gonna back down from him.
That it's gonna be. It's gonna. I don't even know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
He's so close to like unintelligible now. Like so close to incapable of even pretending anymore that I don't know how he's going to do 2 more years and then 4 more years.
Well, I'll tell you what, they got to fucking, if they don't do him, they definitely can't do Kamala because she's fucking useless.
She's a non-starter. That's really is the problem here.
Yeah.
Is that if they had like a decently charismatic middle of the road milquetoast VP option, they could easily just have Biden just step down for personal reasons or family reasons or health reasons or whatever.
Right. But then Kamala is president and it's just like people are just gonna look at that like she can't even talk. I mean, he can't even talk, but she can talk but can't even talk. You know what I mean?
Right. She can't make sense. She can talk. She just can't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, and you know,
and she's just like universally hated. Like,
well, she's like she's whatever. Like, there's a thing called charisma, and she has like whatever the opposite of it is, right?
Yeah, she has the sleazy end of charisma that everybody hates, and
she has like negative charisma where she just like flat out rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah,
and you're just like, ooh, gross. There's no. Bernie,
and then
Bernie's 100,000 years old. Bernie's not running again.
That's what everybody's saying, dude. I would love it if Bernie ran again, but I hope that if Bernie runs again, people will be smart enough to fucking like see what's coming. You know what I mean? When all of the sudden his momentum goes away and shifts to some neolib piece of shit, I hope they see the fucking story for the trees this time. Because man, I'm so sick of having to argue with people about Bernie.
Bernie's too fucking old, dude. He's just too old. He can't do it.
He is. I agree.
Too old. He was already too old last time, but I overlooked it just because like I wanted it enough. But like this time, you know, he's just like literally too old.
Who else?
There's no
one else on the left. Yeah, like who else? Like, is there anybody on the left that's like a firebrand for leftist policy and like a socialist or anything close to it?
No. There's no one that has any sort of like, because the thing, Bernie was like once in a lifetime because he'd been in American politics a long time as a leftist and had like the credentials and had like a history of like fighting for the shit that he believed in. And you could see like, oh yeah, even when it was unpopular, he fucking spoke out this way and that way. And like, there's no, I can't think of anyone else with those credentials at this point. You got a lot of people who can talk the talk, you know, until it comes down, you know, push comes to shove. And then it's like, well, actually I'm going to compromise or, you know, whatever.
But the sad thing is we need that young Bernie, though.
I know.
I'm not even really looking for somebody with Bernie's credentials. I'm looking for somebody that's carving
that's what I'm saying is like
career like his.
And but I mean, like, you don't even need the like long history of Bernie. But like what I'm saying is Bernie had like there was precedent of looking at Bernie not backing down just because he was going to lose. You know, like Bernie like sticking by his guns even against like the odds and being like, you know what, fuck it, you know, I got to fight for what I believe in. But like, you know, you see some of these other people who, you know, they talk a good game. It's like, you know, AOC and fucking whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, I mean, she's saying the shit I like. But then, you know, like when push comes to shove, it's like she does like what any fucking good corporatist puppet Democrat will do.
How devastating was that shit when you could watch live Pelosi scold AOC into voting what she was told.
Just be like, you're gonna vote this way. Okay.
It's like, she walks away and she's weeping. She's like she just got scolded. Oh my god, what a fucking nightmare.
If you want to get this done and this done, you better fucking play ball on this issue, motherfucker.
I'm gonna say now what I said about AOC like 3 years ago and got a bunch of fucking shit for it. She is way more concerned with her public profile than she is with her politics, and she will sell out. She will continue to sell out.
Oh yeah,
and I stand behind that.
She's already showed us that that's where she's at. So, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, you know, she's had multiple chances to stand up for shit, and she's every single time not. So I just don't buy it anymore.
Ilhan can't even run. Ilhan
Omar would probably be my honestly, if I had to choose anybody that's actually in politics that could be like, yeah, that's the person that has the temperament and actually stands by their fucking word even when it's like unpopular. I mean, not every time, but at least some of the time, it'd be Ilhan Omar. But she's not qualified because she's not born in fucking America. So this is like whatever, you know, and it sucks because like if there's anybody who's like kind of fought some unpopular battles and like actually stood up here and there, it's been Ilhan. Like even with like AIPAC and shit, like really going at her hard. She did not back down from the fucking criticizing Israel, you know, stuff like that. She voted against their fucking shield budget or whatever the fuck. So, you know, I mean, she's been pretty ballsy on that stuff, but she's not fucking, she can't even do it. So it's like pointless
that was
about.
the vote, right? That shield budget was the vote.
That was the vote where you know,
AOC
AOC's like, you know, basically Nancy Pelosi goes like, you know, hey, you think you got a future in this party? You better not.
Of all of the squad people, I think Ilhan actually ends up kind of like backing the original,
and she's on your side on this weapons thing too.
Yeah, I know.
So like she's like, I mean, like she's taking a few stances that are like pretty fucking like, you know, hey, I don't, whether this is unpopular or not, this is what I believe and here's why.
She's a non-starter though. She can't serve.
Do it. So. Yeah. It's just another example of like the Schwarzenegger problem where it's like you got this person who's like really probably a pretty good statesman with some fucking with a skill set that you'd actually want in the leadership position in your country, but it's like she can't do it. So oops.
Do you think it's time to amend the Constitution and get rid of that you can't be an immigrant clause?
Yeah, I think it was a stupid clause in the first place.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it made more sense when the world was a smaller place, you know? Like,
yeah, but I think at this point, like the American people can like decide for themselves if like they're a foreign spy that's come to sabotage us or whatever the fuck. But you know,
right. But yeah, that is kind of a shame because I would be excited to see Arnold run, especially based on his more recent political takes and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like as far as policy goes, he really doesn't excite me that much. I just feel like he actually is like at least has like the statesmanly side of the presidency down.
That's exactly what I was, that's exactly what I was trying to get at. Like, yeah. I think he would be more equipped to on the national stage do the job of the president. Because one of the things I keep bringing up is diplomacy.
Yeah, and
like people keep asking me, well, what do you say that we should do? What should happen in Ukraine? Blah blah blah. And I was like, look, I don't even feel like the United States in good faith tried diplomacy in this. And there's a couple of reasons for that, right? We're talking about an immediate détente, actually having Zelensky, Putin, and fucking Biden in the same room to sit down and talk this shit out. There was never even an overture towards that from the Americans. And there's the main reason for that is because our chief diplomat, Biden, shits his pants in front of every fucking world leader he meets or farts so loudly that he becomes the butt of every goddamn joke in the room. He's an old doddering man, and he's not quick enough to fucking sit in that kind of a high stakes fucking negotiation and be trusted to make a good deal. And so that's why it doesn't happen. And so everybody just jumps to the conclusion that the only thing that could have happened, and make no bones about it, just because people became aware of Ukraine 2 weeks ago doesn't mean that this hasn't been going on since 2014.
Oh, because it way earlier than that.
Right, but I mean, like in its current form, you can trace this all the way back to 2014. So this has been a big thing that's been going on in Ukraine forever, and we only just now started caring about it. And during all of that time, there was a failure to ever once sit down with the leaderships multilaterally and have a fucking peace talk and a détente about it before it came to this. There was never even a try. So that's what I advocate for. But unfortunately, I'm also aware that the United States
might be too late now, but
I don't think it's ever too late for a fucking détente, because history shows that there are times where war looks like it's going to grind on forever, and you look at history, and sometimes people come to a fucking agreement, a ceasefire, a fucking armistice, or whatever the goddamn fuck. I believe in the power of it. I just don't believe we have the ability to do it right now. Who do we send? We can't even send our VP.
Yeah,
our vice president
can't send
is
the
VP.
To be, can't send the fucking president. So yeah.
Neither one of them is mentally competent enough, even in the fucking realm of mentally competent enough, to sit in a multilateral international discussion of this weight and be trusted to make a good deal for everybody involved.
Yeah,
and so we can't do that. So everybody just wants to skip over that and go straight to the invasion or dumping weapons on a fucking resistance or whatever the fuck. And we see what happens in those countries that we do that in. Syria, Lebanon. The list goes on.
Paul, this time it's white people, though. Come on.
Afghanistan, Iraq. You know, you can just list off.
But Paul, this time it's white people. It's okay. They misused our weapons because they were all brown. So, come on. Let's remember racism here. It's okay because they're white.
Dude, they did try multiple times. When did you ever hear Joe Biden say, I want to sit down with Vladimir Putin and Mr. Zelensky and come to a multilateral solution to this that saves the lives of Russian soldiers and Ukrainian soldiers besides? This does not need to come to war, and I genuinely believe in the power of you find me the quote and I'll fucking take back everything I just said. Till then,
negotiations are going to the invasion start. Like, yeah, but negotiations are one thing, but like it's about like how serious was that effort? Because has there been a fucking instance where like the leadership of like all these major countries have come together and sat in a room, like the leaders, like the heads of state, like Putin and Zelensky are both in the fucking room? Has that happened?
I agree with you on that, Paul, but Putin is going to view the USA antagonistically. Yeah, and the USA is going to view Russia antagonistically. That's the point. The point is to come to a fucking agreement between these two countries.
Wait, I mean, like, if you're having peace talks, then, like, it's inherently going to be between parties that view each other antagonistically, right?
Right. People seem to think that, like,
assuming everyone's willing to negotiate. Well, like, wait, but it's not assuming everyone's willing to negotiate. It's just, like, trying that first, right? Like, it's people just like maybe not making like, well, look, let's just like military interventionism is the first choice or whatever. Russia isn't going to listen. They're bombing civilians. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's like, well, that attitude, why even try anything? Don't ever fucking try for peace because like the enemy is just evil and irrational at all points. Even trying to reason with them is just nonsense.
People are so easy to convince to just sit around and assume.
Like you've bought into the notion that like Russians are just like these like slobbering war beasts who just like, it's like I just told you like we need to go negotiate with fucking the orcs or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
orcs won't listen to reason. Now maybe you're right, and maybe the Russians will be like fuck you, but like it's, you know, it's not. I mean, like you could try it out, right? Give it a fucking shot.
I feel like this might have played out differently if there was a serious international effort led by the United States for a détente before this happened. Like if Joe Biden would have flown to Ukraine in the weeks, like when the buildup was happening on the border and shit, and stayed in Ukraine for a few weeks, having talks with Zelensky, and continuously bombarded the international airwaves with genuine calls for Putin to come to the table because the international community is serious about solving this problem in a way that works out for Russia and Ukraine. Besides, it doesn't include killing each other.
Putin is a madman.
If that had happened, I think that this could have gone differently, and that could still happen too.
Nice straw man. Wait, who does straw man?
Nobody. Just don't even pay attention.
Wait, who does straw man? Wait, what did I do?
Throw that out like it's a conversation winner or some shit. Most of them couldn't even describe to you what a straw man argument is. It's a fucking moron.
I don't give a shit saying this, but I like to hear their thoughts. Thanks, Cynic. Appreciate you. I don't know. It just seems like this idea that like your geopolitical opponent is like this like unreasonable villainous figure that's just insane and can't be bargained with or reasoned with, doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and he absolutely will not stop until you are dead. I don't know.
And
it seems like a little bit, like a slightly bit like you're fucking just being a little irrational with it. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's just what happens to people in the buildup for there's this like switch that goes off in some people's heads where wartime, it's just like, man, USA or bust. It's like, what? Huh?
The USA is not even a fucking combatant in this war. So, I mean, obviously we have an interest in it, clearly.
We're doing everything but be a combatant in this war. We're supplying one side of it. You know, it's another proxy war.
Yeah, but this time
it's
almost the entire like Western world involved.
Right.
Strawman is a distraction, basically. It could be wrong. No, strawman is not a distraction. Strawman is when you misrepresent your opponent's position and then argue against that false position.
Yeah.
It's when, like,
ironically, that's what happens to me a lot when I talk about this.
And when you throw out strawman, you know, pretty much he's killed opponents, his own civilians, his own. Yeah, he's a dictator. That's what they do. Like, are you saying we should never try to fucking reason with dictators? Like, we should never have talks with dictators? Like, they're bad. They've done bad stuff. It's like, no shit. So what? What is your fucking point, sir?
Send the leader of a free world to a potential war zone. What could possibly go wrong, Paul? Yes, he's our chief diplomat.
That's what he's supposed to fucking do.
Moron.
He's supposed to, our president's supposed to have the balls to do that shit. Yeah.
The presidency is not meant to be this cushy job where you're completely and utterly protected in a bubble of absolute safety all the fucking time.
Why do you think we have a vice president in the first place, right?
Yeah, a president in dire times has to put himself out there, has to go to these fucking places to stop these things. Yes,
and you know what? By the way, you know who had the balls to fucking do that? Trump. Trump went to
when did Trump do it?
Trump went to North Korea when shit was heating up with South Korea. Yeah, there was fucking escalating tensions between those countries, and Trump went there.
Yeah, he did.
So even Trump fucking did it. So shut up. You tell me Biden can't fucking go because there might be a war zone? You think Russia's going to fucking attack Ukraine while Biden's visiting? Give me a break. They would never do that. You know why? Because Russians are not sitting there. Like, this idea that Russia just does not give a shit about fucking thermonuclear war, and they're just like, you know, whatever, it's fine. If we got to fucking all get nuked into oblivion, who cares? Like, they're not any keener on the idea than we are, stupid. Like, they're not going to fucking instigate that shit either. Why do you think that both fucking parties tiptoe around each other so much, even though it's clear that they fucking hate each other's guts?
I love the people that are calling for like a no-fly zone over Russia too. Like, they don't know what that means. That means nuclear war, dumb fuck. That's United States jets shooting down Russian jets over a foreign country. That's open hostility between the United States and Russia. Do you have any idea what that means?
TJ for Trump, hell is freezing. I didn't say I was for Trump. I just said Trump had the balls to go into a fucking
Trump
geopolitical hotspot and talk to people.
This Gloyd was acting like it's like an unthinkable thing for a president to go into a fucking geopolitical hotspot, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not at all. It's happened plenty of times.
The problem with Biden is that we can't send him because once again he can't be trusted
it's not even a matter. I don't even think it's a matter of fucking courage or anything. I don't think he's too much of a pussy to go. I just think that he's not together enough to fucking actually be effective as a fucking diplomat.
Yeah, what happens if he starts sundowning right in the middle of a fucking major agreement, trilateral agreement? Like what happens? What happens if he shits himself in the middle of a fucking speech? He can't be relied upon not to fucking forget who he's in the room with and start talking to fucking geopolitical figures from 20 years ago.
So you're just going to give Putin everything he wants every time he threatens nukes? I mean, do you not realize there's like a line you have to walk with that? Like, just like Russia cannot just fucking be like, fuck you, America, we're just going to fucking do whatever we want. We can't be like, fuck you, Russia, we're going to do whatever we want, because we both have the ability to totally destroy each other. And like, if one of us does it, we're both going to do it. It's called mutually assured destruction, right?
Yeah, Paul's the biggest doomer of them all. Why does he care? You're a fucking moron, dude. You're a fucking idiot, bro.
If you've listened to me, eventually. Wait, can I literally not say one thing that Trump did without it being like, you now support Trump? I literally just said he had the balls to go into a geopolitical hotspot. That's all I said. He's a fucking idiot. His peace talks didn't even work. Nothing even came of it. He tried to make the same deal with fucking North Korea that he already dismissed as a bad deal when we made the same fucking one with Iran under Obama.
Yeah, nobody was claiming he got anything done, just that he did it.
Yeah, all I said is that he fought. It was like just a specific refutation of the idea that Biden could not have gone into Ukraine because it was a hot spot. It was a refutation of that idea specifically and only that. So fucking Jesus Christ, shut up. Can you not be fucking stupid for 1 second? Thank you. Adam something is a YouTuber that legit made a post implicitly saying nuclear war would suck, but wouldn't end humanity, implying it'd be okay if nukes fly. Legit unhinged and insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not alone. There, the State Department has looked at like this, and there's actually like reports about like, if we did get in a nuclear war, how would USA win that? Like, here's how we would win. It's like, I don't think anyone gets to win the mass nuclear war unless we got some crazy technology I'm not aware of. And it's like laser shield activate, like a laser protection grid, and no nuke can come through.
I mean, like even the people that win using nuclear devices lose. You know what I mean? Like there's no way to win on a nuclear detonation anywhere on the planet that's populated.
Yeah, it's not.
There's
no winners there.
Yeah, it's not a win for humanity as a whole. It's a lose. It's a big fat L, as you kids say, for humanity as a whole.
L plus ratio plus dead.
Yes, L plus ratio plus radiation burns plus nuclear winter,
etc.,
etc.,
so on and so forth. We cannot be not stupid. We listen to you. Well, then you should be smart.
Yeah, you really should be.
We should help get East Germany back. Yeah, let's do it. Let's take over the world.
Let's get rid of the concept of Germany as a whole and all other countries and join together as one fucking species.
Russia couldn't invade Ukraine if there was no Russia and there was no Ukraine.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Imagine there's no U.S. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Imagine all the people coming together and deciding to live in the fucking light of science and reality, and to secure a future for their fucking children and their species besides, by working together against the single greatest existential threat that's ever faced us as a species, climate change, and to try and mitigate it and survive it and move forward and strive forward free of the machinations of billionaires and oligarchs.
You can say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. If some of you dipshit plebs want nuclear war and think bad things happen, then do yourself a favor and look up Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The radiation poisoning fucked up. Blah, blah, blah. The comment kind of cut off there, but
it's actually kind of, it's super sad, but like I've really realized that there's a lot of historical illiteracy amongst young people. They think that the world started in 2010 when they were in fucking 5th grade. You know what I mean? And they have to be reminded that nukes have already been launched, and if you want to take a look at what happens to a populace and an area when a nuke is dropped on it, go take a look at the pictures that came out of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing.
Babies running around with skin hanging off of them and fucking like little shadows on the wall that used to be people. It's fucking devastating.
Yeah, I remember there was reading a story about it. Wasn't reading, it was watching a documentary, but this guy was telling his story about after the bomb went off, and he saw this figure walking down the road. He didn't even recognize it as a human, but it was. It's just like this severely burned person that was like totally just confused, didn't even know what was going on, didn't even look human anymore. Just like this like walking, a burnt, charred, horrible thing that just defies description basically. That didn't even look human until it and it was walking down the street just aimlessly. It didn't even really seem to have like consciousness anymore. Just sort of like walking on instinct, I guess. And finally keeled over and died. But not a pleasant situation.
No, it's horrible.
Not everyone is just instantly incinerated in the blast.
Most
a lot of people
that
who are a lot of people end up with fucking dying.
You can actually
slow.
look. You can. I can't remember the name of it. If you could find it, it's actually interesting. You can look at the layers of devastation that different size nuclear bombs would do, like on a populace.
Yeah,
and it's always represented by concentric circles, right? So the immediate circle in the center of a nuclear bomb is where you would have to be living in order to be quote unquote evaporated.
Yeah,
but if you're anywhere on the border of that, or anywhere in the next concentric circle, which is the, absolute kill zone, you will probably just burn to death. A wave of fire will penetrate whatever building you're in and bathe you in nuclear fire and radiation. And you will die screaming and burning to death like a person that's been burned at the stake or something. And then there's another concentric circle outside of that.
Yeah, here, I'll show.
And in that concentric circle, you're blown off your feet. You might be killed just by the impact of it or severely maimed. And then days later, your hair starts falling out and sores start covering your body as fucking radiation poisoning sets in.
The film Threads from 1984 should be viewed by everyone. Scariest movie ever. True horror of nukes.
Yeah, it's like that is actually a crazy movie. And it was like aired in Great Britain. It was at a time, you know, like people forget that there was the threat of nuclear war was really high from like the 60s, 50s through the 80s. Like it was really fucking, people were on edge about it. And it's like this really weird mockumentary film that's made in a Great Britain where nuclear war breaks out. And it's fucking graphic as fuck, scary as fuck, doesn't pull any punches when it comes to like what happens to a populace when it's hit by a nuke. And it's punctuated with all these fake news reports. I mean, it really pulls off. If you've never seen that movie, I really recommend it. I join Riley Weston in recommending it because it is a fucking spooky ass movie. It's a wake up call for anybody that doesn't know what nuclear war is.
Yeah, let's see. I don't know, 50 kiloton bomb, maybe. Yeah, so here is like a. I'll show you guys. Can you make that happen? Nope, that's wrong.
And keep in mind too that there are submarines, both Russian and American, patrolling the oceans right now that are each one of them packed with enough nukes to erase the other country off the map. We're not even talking about just the nukes that are based here in the United States. Most of our immediate nuclear arsenal is on submarines.
So this is a 50 kiloton bomb dropped on New York right here. So let's see, where am I dropping that? Right on, I don't know what area of New York this is. I don't know if it's like the Bronx or wherever. I'm not like too familiar with New York topography. Pretty close to Chinatown.
Just drop it on Manhattan.
Okay.
Just drop that shit on Manhattan because, you know, everybody knows that's a big ass island with a big dense city on it.
Where's that?
Manhattan Island in New York. I mean, it's the big giant fucking island.
Where the fuck? I'm too stupid to find it. Sorry.
Yeah, like Lower Manhattan, where the fucking.
Oh, so this whole thing is Manhattan. So this is already
it's
on
Manhattan. Yeah.
So yeah, this is just Lower Manhattan here. So this is 50 kilotons. You know, you see here, you got this yellow circle is the fireball radius. That's just everything is fucking gone. All that shit's gone.
You're vaporized.
Heavy blast damage radius. You're probably dead instantly there just from like blast damage and shit, but you might survive and live in, you know, for a while under the debris. You're severely burned and horrible. Radiation radius. This is just all the people that are just like being subjected to massive quantities of radiation and will die like slow and horrible deaths. Moderate blast damage radius is the next circle. Or no, sorry, this is thermal radiation radius. So you're going to have third-degree burns at that point. So that's all third-degree burn people.
Those are the people that are going to burn alive in the streets and in their homes and shit. Those people are just set on fire.
So they're often painless because they destroy pain nerves, but they can cause severe scarring, disablement, require amputation. 100% probability of third-degree burns at this yield. So yeah, you're going to get burned. And these people here, I said they're going to die slow. They're probably not going to die slow. They're probably going to die quick from heat. And then this next circle is light blast damage radius. So not so much blast damage. Probably still going to have some heat damage. Yeah. Often used as a benchmark for light damage in cities. So, I mean, like, that one, 50 kilotons, doing a lot of damage there. You know, we can move this wherever we want. You know, I don't know, move it to a town near you. Here, I'll put it in Baltimore, Maryland. There you go. How you doing, Baltimore? Yeah, there's say goodbye to Baltimore, basically. And let's see, how strong is 50 kilotons? So here's crude.
So I'm looking
weapon.
I'm looking into like
that'd be like if it's like a terrorist came up with some kind of like crude shitty nuke. They could fucking still blow up that much shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something about like the current weapon system carried by most American nuclear submarines. The Trident II D5 can carry a larger payload than any of its predecessors. What's the payload? I want to find out what like the nuclear missiles that are most common and widely distributed on these subs are, because I think it's over 50 kilotons.
So here's one that's currently in the U.S. arsenal that's 300 kilotons. And you see if you drop that in Baltimore, like, you fucking wipe it off the map. Like, that's going to go for pretty much any city in the U.S.
Look at the Tsar Bomba, the biggest nuclear explosion in history, detonated in the Siberian wilderness by the Russians as a test.
There's 2 of them. Megatons, yeah. Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, that's like gigantically huge. And you can see, no matter how, even if I back up for a fucking good ways, you can still see that. Like, you can see the entire U.S., and there's like how much is gone. I'll just put that over myself here.
One weapon.
Yeah, that's one explosion out of like many, right? So, yeah. Devastated. Just put that over L.A. here.
So here,
LA is like one of the most urban sprawl cities there possibly fucking is. I'll just try to maximize the damage here.
Okay, so the United States total nuclear inventory is 5,550, with around 3,800 active warheads in stockpile and another 1,750 retired warheads awaiting dismantlement, quote unquote.
Awaiting
means they're still in service.
We can put them back in commission if we need to.
Yeah. Each submarine, as I'm looking at the subs, because that's where most of these nukes that are likely to be used in the early parts of a nuclear war are. They carry up to 20 Trident II D5 ballistic missiles. They can carry up to 8 nuclear warheads apiece, each missile.
Okay.
They usually carry 4 to 5 for an average of 90 warheads per submarine. The warheads are either the 90 kiloton W76-1 or the 455 kiloton W88.
What's the measurement on the second one? 450, you said?
455.
All right. Not as devastating as the Tsar Bomba, but still pretty fucking crazy.
Right, but I mean that's
like 9 of these. There could be 9 of these per thing, so you can literally you can literally nuke with one.
90
per fucking. It's 90 warheads per missile, right? Is that what you
said?
There's
9 warheads per missile, 90 total nuclear weapons on each submarine.
Okay, gotcha. So, I mean,
the missile fires and then
anywhere you want.
It releases. It can release up to 9 450 kiloton nuclear weapons at a target area.
So is there any way to add
with one missile? One missile. That's one missile.
Do multiples on the same thing here?
A lot of people don't understand the scale of this.
Casualties, radioactive fallout. Let's see. I want to just add a bunch. Can I add a bunch on here?
I mean, in order that's the American frontline nuclear arsenal is its submarine-based Trident missile. Right. So that is what you've got to kind of try and account for if you want to show people what one missile can do, because it's got 9 separate warheads that peel off of the missile in high orbit or whatever the fuck and detonate over the cities.
So yeah, I mean, you can just
different areas. 1,
2, 3. I mean, you can just use your imaginations. I don't see any way to add multiples to the same map, but
And of course, these missiles have been fired with these types of damage zones in mind, so they've been they're just the perfect amount apart to provide an overlap and devastation at their edges. Sure. So imagine 9 of those.
Yeah, and then imagine stagger them in such a way as to make sure, we're gonna fucking wipe that shit off the map.
90 of those being launched from one submarine. Now, let me tell you how many submarines we have.
No, it doesn't
14.
fit 9 Star Bombas. SAR.
So the United States has 14.
But they don't need that because they have so many per fucking missile. They have multiple warheads per missile.
So the U.S. operates 14 Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines, 8 of which operate out of Bangor, Washington, so for the Pacific Fleet, and 6 of which operate out of Kings Bay, Georgia, for the Atlantic Fleet.
Right.
Each submarine can carry up to 20 of these Trident II D5 ballistic missiles. Each missile carries 8 nuclear warheads, but usually can carry... Okay, so I guess maybe it's not quite 9. They usually are armed to have 4 or 5.
Okay.
And it's an average of 90 warheads per submarine. Times, what's 90 times 14? I don't know. But that's a lot of that's just our front line.
I mean,
that's
regardless of that, like, just with our subs alone, there's like enough firepower to devastate, multiple cities in any country.
We could delete most of the major cities in Russia or the United States with just our submarines.
Yeah,
just our subs.
And Russia also has nuclear subs, so you got to imagine their capabilities are, similar.
Yep.
And today, of course, the news broke that Russia's using these new Dagger missiles that go 10 times the speed of sound. The new hypersonic missile. They actually used it to destroy a Ukrainian weapons warehouse in a demonstration of just how powerful they are. And those are fucking pretty crazy. They can go up to 1,200 miles, 26 feet in length.
Yeah.
I don't know how many fucking warheads they can fucking accommodate. I don't know if it's like a 1 warhead per missile or if it's multiples, but they're super fast. And
so
it's unclear whether any missile defense system can stop them.
Are you talking about the land-based ICBMs or whatever?
Yeah, these are, well, I don't know. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing, but these are like the hypersonic missiles that Russia just used earlier today or yesterday. I think they used, this story broke on March 19th about these Dagger missiles that are 10 times the speed of sound.
Jesus.
They used it to destroy a, this one was not armed with a nuclear warhead, obviously, but they did use a hypersonic missile to destroy an ammunition depot or in West Ukraine. Just kind of showing off what capabilities they have. And also kind of just showing like, hey, we got shit that we haven't used yet, too. But who knows how many of those they have.
Do you really care about this or just think it's what people want to hear? What, Cynic?
Cynic has this idea that this is all like a distraction from whatever dumb fuck he thinks is actually shit he actually thinks is important. Like
what is that, though?
Shit.
I never hear him advocating for anything.
Yeah, like Cynic, what is this a distraction from? I don't
every
understand. We're sitting here, like, you're acting like we're sitting here talking about like ice cream flavors or something. It's like, you guys actually care about this whole thermonuclear annihilation thing, or is this like, you're just like pretending for like fun or whatever? No, yeah, I think we actually care. Most people
he'll be one of those people that's like literally this is fining while his living room catches on fire in a nuclear holocaust. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't really get it. Like, this is like, this is actually important shit, so.
It's important no matter who you are. Like, what do you think, Cynic, that you live in some bunker where your life is just going to go on unmolested if thermonuclear war breaks out between Russia and the United States? Are you kidding me, bro?
Well, Cynic, dude, Cynic, I guarantee you Cynic is not even breaking a sweat because his ass just like, you don't even, it's like, it doesn't even, those dots aren't even connected in his mind, dude.
I know. That's what bothers me about him. Like he seems so fucking detached from even basic reality. Like, I understand being a weird hippy dippy metaphysical thinker or whatever, but to take it as far as like thermonuclear war, yawn, it's like, okay, buddy. You are, though, dude. You are trying to come from an I'm wise, you aren't type of place because you never advocate for any of your own goddamn fucking positions. You just chime in to tell us that we're fucking stupid for paying attention to X, Y, or Z. No matter what I'm talking about either. Or TJ's talking about. You always have concerns that are a little higher, right? Like sitting around and tattooing yourself.
Cynic is drilling caveman, yeah. It's pretty unlikely we just decide to destroy the world. I mean... yeah, it's unlikely, maybe, but it's not impossible. Like the State Department has run simulations where they looked at like how would we win a nuclear war. So like it's not like something like that's treated like, well, this will just never happen, because we're human beings are just too rational for that or something.
Dude, but what about war games? When the American computer figures out the only way to win is not to play.
Yeah. Maybe.
Come on, TJ. Get with the times, man.
Get with the times by
watch War
watching
Games.
An 80s movie.
Have you not seen that new movie War Games, TJ?
Yeah. Love it.
It's a good one. It's about computers and this thing called the internet.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I think the fact it's been prepared for is reason for concern. That's what I'm saying. It's. I also think that nuclear war is not something that we entered into super lightly, but it's not so outside the realm of possibility that we can just be whatever.
We don't exactly have the most stable leaders in the world. And I'm talking about the world as an entirety. I don't really look at a lot of the nuclear armed nations, because it's not just the US and fucking Russia. It's China, it's India, it's Pakistan. There are a ton of nations that Israel has been fucking covertly nuclear armed by the United States, adding that into the mix in the Middle East. So when you add in the amount of irrationality and craziness that happens all over this world, it becomes more and more likely that some crazy fuck is going to launch.
Let's take a little gander at who's got them.
I know in Europe, because I got put up on game by my chat the other day. I thought everybody in Europe had one or two, but I guess, and then I thought about it. I was like, well, probably not Germany, and it's actually France. I think has them, and the UK.
Yeah.
So I think France has nukes. The UK has nukes. Russia obviously has nukes. China has nukes. India and Pakistan both have nuclear weapons.
So it's not a huge number of countries that have them at this point, but it is. It's considered. I mean, when we're talking about something like this, it's enough. It's concerning.
It's enough.
So United States, of course, we know that we have about 5,500 of them. Russia has about 6,200 of them. United Kingdom has about 225. France has about 290. China has about 350. As far as we know, of course, some of these countries could have. There could be countries that we don't even know have them that do, by the way, too, because we don't know everything in the world. India's got about 160 of them. Pakistan's got about 165 of them. North Korea's got about 45 of them, and Israel has 90 of them. So that's how many countries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 countries. Nuclear weapons. Now, Russia and the United States far and away have the most. I mean, we have more almost than... either one of us has more than every other country combined, if you exclude the other.
We're still adding. We're still making them too. A lot of people think we stopped making nukes. Here's a fucking news story I just found from 2020. Trump's new nuclear weapon has been deployed. Yeah. A new nuclear warhead requested, designed, and produced under the Trump administration has been deployed aboard a nuclear submarine, the Pentagon confirmed Tuesday. It's a low-yield tactical nuke. So it's like a suit, it's the Javelin, or the Dagger. It's a supersonic missile.
Well, yeah, that's the latest thing. Is this? It's hypersonic. What the term I hear?
But it's a low yield. Yeah. It's got a low yield nuke on it. It's got I'm trying to find how many kilotons the nuke is, but maybe they haven't released that yet. But they call it low yield, which
because it's got to be fast, so they can't really
Right. So I'm thinking probably 5-10 kilotons or something, so it can take out a whole fucking area real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. So that's now on the submarines as well.
So this hypersonic missile here. Here's a report from Reuters. Russia said Saturday it had used hypersonic Dagger missile to destroy a large weapons depot in Ukraine's western Ivano-Frankivsk. I'm sorry, these Eastern European words. Ivano-Frankivsk region. Sorry. Russia's Interfax news agency said it was the first time Russia had deployed the hypersonic Kinzhal, which means dagger, system since it sent troops in Ukraine on February 24th. Defense Ministry spokesperson Igor Kanashnikov told a briefing that the underground depot hit by the Kinzhal system on Friday housed Ukrainian missiles and aircraft ammunition, according to a recording of the briefing shared by Russian news agencies. Reuters was not able to independently verify Konashenkev's statements. So, this could be possibly Russian propaganda. A spokesperson on Ukraine's Air Force Command confirmed a Russian missile strike in Delyatyn in the Ivanko-Franzivsk, I'm just going to do as best I can, region on Friday, without giving further details. So basically not confirming there was a strike, not confirming that it was this hypersonic dagger shit. But,
right, because it doesn't behoove them to confirm that publicly.
Right,
even the United States, like when the State Department was asked if these new nukes had been fielded, they had to go to some other fucking non-military official to confirm it.
So
the military doesn't talk about this shit.
Russia prides itself on its advanced weaponry, and President Vladimir Putin said in December that Russia was a global leader in hypersonic missiles whose speed, maneuverability, and altitude make them difficult to track and intercept. The Kinzhal missiles are part of an array of weapons unveiled in 2018. There's an article about that if you want to learn more. Konashenkov added on Saturday that Russian forces had also destroyed military radio and reconnaissance, blah, 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 blah. Trying to figure out some of the specs about these fucking...
They're not... Then I've been looking for the same thing because America has... Like, what I was talking about earlier was that it's America's version of this. These low-yield nuclear warheads equipped with this new hypersonic missile technology or whatever the fuck. So it's America's answer to that. And I was able to track down that they're putting it's designed to be a smaller warhead than the one that hit Hiroshima, which was a 15 kiloton nuke. So we can assume it's like a 10 kiloton nuke.
Let's see. So it says 480 kg. I don't know what kg means.
Kilograms.
So let's see. Does it mean that in terms of a missile?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Well, I look like a missile expert to you, too.
Yeah.
Steely-eyed missile man, Paul.
Yeah, for sure. Blah, blah, blah. 480 kg warhead.
From what I can tell, what I'm looking at here, Curmudgeon Jack, it's to dodge defenses. It's not really to lessen or increase civilian casualties. It's just to make sure that there are some tactical, super fast warheads that can be deployed off the shore of any target that can get to that target super fast and go underneath and dodge the defensive. So make sure you take out certain key targets with targeted nuclear strikes.
So I don't know if kilogram if kg means kilogram in this instance. I assume it probably does. I don't know what you can do with that kind of payload in terms of like a conventional or a nuclear warhead, but yeah, this is something that's it was unveiled, I guess, in 2018, but it's not been used until, would that be yesterday or today? Today. So I guess it depends.
Yep.
So here's that. Oops, wrong. Damn it. Here we go. Here it is. This is the motherfucker right here. This is missile threat .csis.org. Yeah. So here's some facts about it. They talk about how it's, specifications. July 2018, TASS news report suggested the missile's range would exceed 3,000 km if it was outfitted with the Tupolev Tu-22 M3 bomber. Now, they haven't talked about this one. The one that they talked about today said it was like 1,200 kilometers. So this is significantly more. I don't guess they haven't done this thing yet. Blah, 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 blah. Following the launch, the Kinzhal rapidly accelerates to Mach 4. That's about 4,900 kilometers per hour, and may reach speeds of up to Mach 10, which is 12,350 kilometers per hour. This speed, in combination with the missile's erratic flight trajectory and high maneuverability, could complicate interception. It is worth noting that Russia's designation of the Kinzhal as hypersonic missile is somewhat misleading, as nearly all ballistic missiles reach hypersonic speeds, which is like any speed above Mach 5. But this is, like, but they just mean it's like particularly super fast and has an erratic flight pattern and stuff. So it's like way harder to intercept than conventional.
These things are constantly being worked on, updated. made ever more terrifying. And, you know, people need to understand that eventually some place is probably going to use these things. And when it happens, there's a chance it escalates into a global conflict.
TJ, your chat is full. Stop. Retarded. What did I do? What's going on in there?
I don't know.
I haven't looked at it in a minute.
I haven't looked either.
Sarbomb was 6 years ago. They won't be using nukes. Oh, Sarbomb was 6 years. Oh, so now, wait, why would that? So because that was a long time ago, that means they don't have anything new since then? Or are you saying Russia doesn't have nukes? I mean, what's the contention there? I don't even understand.
We just got done talking about how, like, yeah, looking at the Sarbomba, that was like a test detonation or whatever the fuck. It's not necessarily what you need to be afraid of. What you need to be afraid of is a Russian nuclear submarine that's capable of carrying over 100 nuclear warheads deployed simultaneously. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's going to end up killing you in a nuclear war, not a plane dropping the Tsar Bomba on you. We were just using that as an example for how much it's possible for us to destroy with a nuclear weapon.
Yeah, and they probably have something better than that by now. But yeah, here's the actual footage of the, I guess, the depot being destroyed here with this weapon that today marks the first use in combat. You can't even really like see it approach or anything. The building just seems to explode. Oh, you actually do. I missed it the first few times because it was so fast.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just flies down into it.
Can't even really see it.
Yeah, it's just a little streak. Yeah, this is the first time they've used it. Believed to have a range of 1,250 miles. Oh, okay. So yeah, that was miles. So that was the difference. Is kilometers versus miles. I thought they said kilometers.
Yeah, man, that's nuts. That's scary shit.
I think they said that Russia could launch one of these from its, you know, and have one in like London in like 5 minutes or something. A message to
they could probably have it in London way quicker because they've got subs.
Probably.
Like if they loaded one of these on one of those fucking Russian nuke subs, they could probably have one in London in like a minute.
That wasn't hypersonic. I could see it dropping. It'd be twice as fast as a bullet, and you won't see a bullet moving. That's true. Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing, but I don't know. Yeah, you do see it streak for a second, but we don't know what speed this footage is at either. So, like, this could be, like, very, like, slowed down footage. In fact, you could tell it is because an explosion would happen. Yeah, you can see how slow the explosion is happening. So, yeah, this is just slowed down footage. So, yeah, the fact that you can see it doesn't really mean much, I guess. Under controlled conditions, 1 kilogram of TNT can destroy or even obliterate a small vehicle. Yeah, and that's 1 kilogram. And this thing can carry a payload of, I think, what was it, 48? Or 480? It was one of the two. I think 480, actually.
I mean, that's a big-ass building that it just dunks out of existence.
But that's just like, they're talking about TNT. Yeah, this is it can have a 480 kilogram warhead, so. I'm terrified of the idea of potential boots on the ground in Russia. Yeah, I don't really think we would. I don't think there's any reason that we would do that. I think we would probably yield the Ukraine. Sorry, we would probably yield Ukraine to them before we actually put boots on the ground.
You've got to consider too when you're seeing that projectile, like even if that shit isn't slowed down, you have to consider the relative distance to and size of the target. Like you're seeing this from ultra far away, and that's a huge building. You know what I mean? Like you have to consider the scale of what you're watching.
It's definitely slowed down because I mean the explosion is very slow.
Right.
So I mean, like, you know, not only that, like I don't know, it could slow down before it hits its fucking target too, for like the sake of like guidance or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I've doomed out about this fucking nuke stuff before, and it's really scary shit, man. And it's getting scarier all the time. And anybody that's calling for a fucking no-fly zone over Ukraine needs to be stuffed in the fucking, I don't know.
It's really weird because like it seems like the people that are most like calling for that are like these really like super establishment-y type like libs and shit. Like a lot of fucking major journalists, you know, kind of like pushing the White House and stuff like, "Ooh, when are we gonna do a no-fly zone? Let's do a no-fly zone."
I mean, that's the ultimate story, dude. Nuclear war is the ultimate story.
Most of the deaths from Hiroshima and Nagasaki were from radiation. Only saying it won't turn the planet into a capital waste. Yeah, well, that was 2 bombs though.
That was 2 nuclear weapons.
2 bombs, we're talking like a billion. Like, okay, let me go back to that.
Listen, man.
Let me go back to that nuclear site for a sec. I just want to okay.
You realize at that time the nuclear bomb was an exclusive, brand new invention of the United States that had never been fucking deployed in the world. And it's been fucking how many years since then?
All right, so hold on. I'm going to show you this. Let's go to fucking, what city? What city you live in? Here. Let's just bomb New Orleans, okay? Here, I'm in New Orleans, okay?
Good idea.
Now, let's bomb it. Let's get rid of this fucking thing. I know it's been a thorn in our side long enough, okay? Let's see. I think they probably have Hiroshima and Nagasaki on here. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Here's little boy. There's the Hiroshima bomb right here. Okay? Boom. There's Hiroshima. Okay? That's Hiroshima. Right there. That's the Hiroshima bomb. Okay? What was the yield of that? Those new ones? The ones that are on our submarines fall?
Here, I'll give it to you again here. There are, each Trident can carry up to 8 nuclear warheads. 90 kilotons.
Like 450.
It's 90 kilotons to 455 kilotons. So if you want to use the largest ones,
let's go 455. Okay.
Right, 455.
Boom. All right, significantly fucking larger. Okay, and there's not gonna be one. There's gonna be like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the fucking things
per missile.
One missile. Right.
We're talking 90 of them per submarine.
Even if it's a restrained, even if it's just a restrained attack of like, let's fire a warning shot of one missile. They could still like boom, 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 devastate. Okay. This is not do Boston. Okay.
Yeah, please do Boston.
Let's get them. Fuck you, Boston. Take that, bitch. Nuked. I'm gonna go out a little bit ways because we can still get Boston. We can get some of the motherfuckers out here though too. There we go. That's one. This is one. I wish it would let you do multiples per fucking thing.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, launch multiple. There it is. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. And let's see. There's another one. And launch.
If you want to just see the devastation of one missile, you have to do 9.
There you go. Okay.
So do 9 455 kiloton nukes, and that's the possible devastation of one missile.
All right. And then this one. And then no, we'll stay there. Want to keep them along the coast? Let's go over here. So they want to do that too. Okay, how about another one right here to kind of bridge the gap in between? There we go. And let's see, where else is there another high population here? Yeah, we'll get these people.
I mean
these people here. I think these people around here deserve to die as well. Yeah.
Hey, you're pretty good at this, man. You're getting those circles just slightly overlapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 1,
because that's
2,
what you got to
3,
do.
4, 5. I got 6 so far.
Yep.
These people definitely need to go. Can't have that. And you people, you need to go. It's kind of a lower population area. I don't know about that. Yeah, we should just take care of that rest there. Let's see. Where's the bigger population? Over there, over there. I mean, there's, let's see. What do we got? Yeah, those motherfuckers aren't really too much to speak of. I guess there's some
DOD hire TJ as their nuclear strategist. Yeah, these motherfuckers down here are bastards.
Let's see. Yeah, I think we should just drop the last couple in the next big population center over here. I mean, they got New York here. You just fucking pop a few on this island, knock this island out. So yeah, let's just do that.
And that's just one missile, right?
Yeah. You know, we'll just knock. Okay, that can go. See ya, suckers. Boom. Yeah, you're dead.
That's an unfathomable amount of devastation with just one weapon of which we have.
It should show me the death toll somewhere on here. Like, where's the death toll? Can I get that? No? You fuckers. Actually, I mean, Connecticut's right here. I mean, we should probably just take care of Connecticut while we're in this area.
Yeah, you can launch another one at Connecticut if you want.
Yeah, just
I mean, you took care of New York. You may as well take care of Connecticut.
Well, I decided, you know, we'll have another one for New York because it's going to take a few. New York and New Jersey might take a few more. But we pretty much got, we pretty much knocked out fucking most of the population in, you know, the Boston area and shit. And, you know, a lot of this Connecticut area is fucking gone too. So let's take a look. What do we got? That's pretty good. One little missile. How many of those are on a fucking sub? Like 9, 10?
Dude, drop
90?
one right on Coney Island, dude.
All
A
right.
bunch of fucking carnies in New York, dude. You got to find Coney Island and have one especially for those fucking weirdos and carnies that live on Coney Island, dude.
Let's see.
They get their own nuke.
Where you at? Take that, you fucking bitch.
Boom. Coney Island done.
You're dead, Coney Island. Yeah, this is not even really an island. Fuck you. Yeah, there we go. Wipe them out. Knock them the fuck out. You know, we can still kill them and take out a lot more people if we just move this up a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine as long as Coney Island gets it.
As long as it gets it. There
Those
you go.
bastards. You know what else? You know where else I'd like to nuke? How many would it take to nuke most of Florida? Florida needs to go.
All right, let's see. What can we do?
Florida needs to go.
How do we take care of this Florida problem?
Are you as dead sick of Florida as I am?
Yeah, let's get rid of it.
Stupid, like America's dick just hanging out over there, man. I'm sick of looking at fucking Florida. I'm sick of hearing about Florida. Clearly the people there have gone insane. You know what I mean? That's why Florida man does all the weird crimes now.
Yeah, let's just take out Miami, you know? Yeah, blow that up.
I mean, get it all, dude. Get fucking Miami. Get all of Dade County. Get fucking Tallahassee. Leave the Keys, because the Florida Keys are kind of chill, probably. And I kind of liked, what was that up in the Panhandle that we went to?
They need like to make this. They need like a quicker process here. I just want to be able to like click, 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 boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that would be nice if you could just multiple clicks. Each one creates a nuke.
Yeah, let me just do that, please. Come on. Why do I?
I think I've got a game like this, dude. I'm pretty sure I've got a game that's built around like just nuking things.
I mean, I'm wasting a lot of destructive potential putting all this shit out in the ocean. We need to.
Yeah, you really are. I mean, you don't need to put it that close to the fucking. Yeah, you can move all that shit.
Like, what the hell? I can't just move it. Oh,
man, that's
wait,
lame.
what? Oh, okay. That's useful. Oh wait, did it move it? It's just moving my most recent one. Fuck. Okay. Probe location. What does that mean? And they just need like a little one-click dead shit.
Dude, we need to do an updated version of War Games where
you can get casualties. That's cool.
Dude, me and you are just sitting around stoned doing this, thinking we're just playing around, but we're actually launching nukes. You know what I mean? We've like accidentally hacked into some computer and we're controlling it with this interface.
Yeah, oops. Sorry, Florida. What is this guy?
Oh yeah, DEFCON 5. That is the game. Yeah. I do have that game. It's pretty crazy.
I don't know. What are you asking me? Query of the database? I don't know. Fuck off.
Of course I have a drop the nukes game, man. We've been having like an hour-long nuke conversation. And if you're not fascinated by the destructive potential of mankind, like it's not fascinating to you that one missile, of which there are multiples, can be fired out of a submarine and destroy this much shit and more? Like,
where's that SAR bomb? I know that was the biggest shit, right?
Yeah, the SAR bomba.
100 megatons. Let's fucking get it. Let's get it on there. How much of Florida can we take out with one fucking thing from that? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, get rid of that whole tip. That's circumcised fucking Florida right there.
Damn. Poor Florida, dude.
We can do better. We just need to fucking, yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing is like SAR bomba is the biggest one that we know that's ever been detonated. It's not necessarily the one with the biggest payload. Let me see if I can find that. What's the...
Yeah, like what's the biggest payload? What's the biggest fucking megatonnage we ever fucking did? anybody.
See, we may not know this, but like theoretically, the Tsar Bomba comes up as the biggest weapon because it's the biggest one that's ever been admitted to or detonated. So yeah, it is this, but like that's the thing is like that's the one that they've admitted to, and it was detonated how many fucking years ago? I'm trying to think. 30th of October 1961.
Yeah, there's no way we haven't built anything bigger since then. Though.
Yeah. Nuclear technology and our ability to fucking create ever more destructive fucking explosions with it has not at all, magnified since 1961. I'm sure we're all just sitting there like, wow, how do we beat the Tsar Bomba? The truth of the matter is that it doesn't make sense to make a bunch of Tsar Bombas. Like every one of these, you can't put these on a nuclear warhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they have to
big.
be carried. They have to be carried by a fucking big ass jet. And if you send out 9 Tsar Bombas like this to destroy all of Florida, the chances that like 8 of them get shot down on the way there is very high. Whereas if you can load up these like fucking intercontinental ballistic missiles and shit that have multiple micro missiles as part of them that go up into the stratosphere and then eject and drop on a bunch of places, it becomes way harder to intercept those weapons. You know what I mean? So like, while it is scary that it's theoretically possible for us to blow up this big of an area with a nuke, like that it really should be more scary to you that one fucking one submarine could destroy the eastern seaboard of the United States, and there are 14 of them that we have out there, United States.
Pussy.
Like that should be the scary thing too, because that's the reality. I really don't think there's any reason, to build these super high value.
It makes more sense
bombs.
to build a bunch of like little ones you can fucking launch easier.
Yep, more, and think about it, like it's easier to just like laser target the high population centers for maximum damage and disruption. You know what I mean? It makes way more sense to have a whole swarm of smaller nukes than it does to bet your fucking farm on a bunch of big ones.
Florida gone. Yeah, I just need a few Tsar Bombas to knock it out. Didn't take that many.
Yeah, it took like 8, 7, something like that.
It was like 7 or 8. Let's see. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like 6.
There's a gravity bomb. There's a neutron bomb. There's all these other bombs that are theoretically able to go larger. But as far as like, you're not going to find any place telling you that, oh, the United States has a bomb because they're not releasing that. You know what I mean? They probably do. I can guarantee you that part of the United States nuclear research and funding has gone towards creating bigger nuclear yields. You know what I mean? So there's probably one that can do triple, quadruple, quintuple the Tsar Bomba. Theoretically. It's just crazy, man. Fuck it. We're all dead, TJ.
Cool. Finally.
We're done.
Finally.
Ashes.
I like the gravity bomb. What's that? Unguided bomb. How many Tsar bombs does it take to destroy the Earth? Quite a few. It'd be pretty hard to destroy the Earth. There's a lot of surface area. How do we even stop this? Don't do it. Just don't launch them. I don't know.
Here's this. United States Air Force successfully run a round of test flights to deploy the new B-6112 nuclear gravity bomb with the high-tech F-35A Joint Strike Fighter. B-6112 nuclear gravity bomb. Yeah. What the fuck does it do, though? That sounds horrifying. According to Ehrenheim, the B-6112 is the latest variant of the B-61 family of air-launched nuclear gravity bombs, which have been operational within the U.S. since 1968. Okay. The new version of the bomb is to improve the U.S. Air Force's nuclear capabilities.
Thank God.
We get it. 12-foot long bomb, which weighs approximately 824 pounds, can fit inside the internal weapons bay of the platform. Means the F-35 would not sacrifice its stealth capabilities by carrying it, per the report. So It's just a nuke that can be deployed by a fighter jet, basically.
That's good. Need more maneuverability with that shit.
Neat.
I think we need one we can just launch through the earth. The tunnel bomb.
True.
It just pops up out of the ground and they're just like catches the enemy totally unaware, like, whoa, shit.
Dude, they probably have some shit like that, man. They've done tests of underground nuclear explosions. Why would they do that if they didn't have some shit that could, like, it probably wouldn't tunnel. It'd probably like come from orbit and just burrow, you know, deep into the earth and then maybe make a left turn real quick and blow up under your city. That's crazy. Ugh. Made me thinking about that. Well, TJ, this has been, man, sunny, rosy, wonderfully optimistic conversation.
I love it.
I think you've got like you've got your fighting boys coming up in about 15 minutes, huh?
Yeah, I should probably go get ready.
All right. Well, I'll let you go then. Thanks for having me on. It was fun talks.
Thank you, Paul. See you, I think Monday.
Yep, Monday. See you, buddy.
Have a good one, dude. Let's see. Where the fuck is Discord? Ah, there we go. Boop. The positivity stream. I don't really get depressed by it. I guess it's pretty bleak, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I just never get all that, like, worked up about it. One time when I was really high, I was smoking, and I was like, whoa, man, what if a nuclear bomb went off right now and I died? I was, like, really scared for a minute, but that was about it. That's the only time. Nuclear expert Paul. What? I don't think anyone claimed to be an expert. Like, what are you just like not allowed to talk about anything unless you're an expert? No one claimed to be a fucking expert, motherfucker. Why you got this ridiculous fucking standard for shit? I'm concerned about fucking nuclear annihilation and look at the capability of some of these weapons. What are you, a fucking expert? Unless you're an expert, shut up. You're not allowed to worry. Like, what? What? I'm not an expert in bullets either, but I'm pretty sure one could fucking kill me. I don't know. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta do Fighting Boys on Patreon. If you guys are patrons, you can go watch that. Me and Scotty are gonna do some stuff. We're gonna take a look at Corey Feldman's new song. Yeah. We're gonna like rank some animated films. We're gonna look at some movies that are in development right now. We're gonna look at a couple of trailers for some upcoming flicks. Gonna be fun times. See you guys then. Peace. Or war, I guess. I don't know.